on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Thursday, October the 1st, 2020. It's a new month, everyone, and it is what we like to consider the start of a new weekend. Obviously, Friday is what really kicks it off, but we like to really get ramped up and going on Thursday. So we did have two very early games on Thursday, early morning action in the KBO. We went 1-1 in those, but we'll discuss those on Thursday's recap since it was technically plays for Thursday. So on Wednesday's action, all we played was Major League Baseball. We had 3 plays in total. The first one was an early game involving the Tampa Bay Rays and the Blue Jays, and we did not cash the over on that one. We had the over. The hits were there. Base running really wasn't. It was almost as if the Rays weren't really taking a chance, which I somewhat understand, but with base running, that's not their MO. They're not a very risky team to begin with, but when the opportunity's there, you have 4 different opportunities to steal a base or to advance the runner during wild pitches or whatever you want to, consider those, and they don't do it, which costs, the Rays at least 2 more runs. And there were just so many close calls for the Blue Jays that, truth be told, had everything fallen into place, we would have seen that total go above 11. But nevertheless, it was a loss. So we took that one. Then in later action, we did have 2 more plays. We had the over in the Yankees-Cleveland game. I mean, that total soared over as quickly as the game started. And then we also had a top play on the LA Dodgers, which was a nice win. So it was a 2-in-1 day with a top play winner, so a ton of profit made for MLB clients. We did not play the first game of the NBA Finals. I did have some clients reach out to me and ask me what I thought about it. I gave them my opinion on the Lakers, told them I didn't like the total. But, of course, being that everybody knows that I had the Lakers before the season started to win it all this year, I mean, obviously everybody knows that that's still my pick, but before I go in and start individually betting this series game for game, I wanted to see how the teams reacted in game 1 to each other. 2 completely different teams, 2 completely different styles of play. I say it was eye-opening in game 1, but truth be told, don't let game 1 be the tell-all. Could the Lakers beat the Heat like they did in game 1, 3 straight games to sweep them and do it in dominant fashion? Yes. They have the talent. They have the ability to do so. Do I think they will? No, because I think the Heat are better coached, and I think that they have a lot more just want in them, a lot more fire in them. So, yes, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see the Heat get swept, but I just, just the way they've played this entire postseason and this entire bubble experience, it would be very odd to see the Heat not figure out a way to win one. But even if they don't, I certainly don't see them getting swept 4 straight games in the fashion that they got beat in game 1. So take that for what it is. We may have a play tomorrow in game 2. But a great Wednesday in Major League Baseball. Now, what we did in the top play was we took the LA Dodgers and free play. We're going to get right back with the LA Dodgers on the run line tonight. Now, first thing you're probably saying is, Chase, you preach how Clayton Kershaw is a disaster in the postseason. And he is. I mean, the guy, in my opinion, as good as he is, has only really had 2 good postseason starts in his career. But I want you to think about something for a second that a lot of people are not going to consider. Because I've already had dozens of clients say, we remember what you say about Clayton in the postseason. Is this the game to take the Brewers? Or is this the game to take the over because we feel like the Brewers will score because Clayton will, just kind of fall apart? One thing that you've never seen, that I've never seen, that anybody's ever seen since Clayton's been in the league is him being at his freshest in the most dominant form he can be. Listen, I don't care how good of a pitcher you are. You are not going to be at your best in the postseason like you would be in the dead middle of the season in June, in early July, right after the All-Star break, things like that. And it's because every pitcher, no matter how good or bad, always, it's about 30 days before you really get into rhythm. And even if you start great, you start with low ERAs, great wins, keep in mind you're facing batters that are still trying to do the same thing. So sometimes those ERAs don't tell the whole story. Pitchers look great, they're not as good as they look. Sometimes pitchers are doing poorly in the beginning, but they're a lot better than the way they look and their numbers show. When you get to October, for a pitcher that is not only the ace of an organization, the best organization in baseball, but a generational pitcher, one of the best pitchers of this generation that has ever come along, a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt whether the kid ever won a ring or not, somebody that's going to, when he's healthy, be in Cy Young talk every year, whether he wins it or not, a fantastic human being. He's an every 5-day pitcher like clockwork. He has at least 5 to 7 starts a year on short rest. And so by the time you get to October every year, you've got a worn-out Clayton Kershaw. You've got worn-out pitchers all over the league. And even though he still has the talent and the ability to go out there and pitch a gym night in and night out in middle of December, you are still dealing with a Clayton that is not going to be as good as he was in July. We get July Clayton in October for the first and probably only time we'll ever see it. He's only been here for 2 months, and it's already the postseason. It takes 2 months for a pitcher to really get into rhythm. And so now you look at Trevor Bauer, what he did against the Braves, what Max Max doing it against the Reds wasn't as impressive. Bauer doing it against the Braves and that the lineup that has that much pop is unreal. You are going to see the best, physically the best Clayton Kershaw that we have ever seen in the postseason and may ever see. You're not going to get a Clayton Kershaw that is 2 months into the season in the postseason ever again. Not unless he has an unfortunate injury that keeps him out and he only gets to play the last 2 months. We don't want to wish for that. So when it comes to a 162-game season and all the starts that he would have and work that he would do and just as worn out as he would be going into October, I'd probably lay off this game because I know the history that Clayton has in the postseason. Trust me, I know it. I'm well aware of it. No one knows it better than me, and I got to witness one of them live when the Cubs beat him to take control of the pennant race in the National League in 2016, which was the start of his downward spiral in the postseason. We've never seen Clayton 2 months in just the prime of the season, be playing playoff baseball. And I think for that alone, he's going to go out there and pitch a great game against a lineup that doesn't have a lot of pop. I'm taking the run line. I'm laying $1.20. This is a game that just barely – and here's the thing. With my gut and what I'm telling you, this will be a top play caliber game. Because it's Clayton and he just doesn't have good postseason numbers, and I have to go off of postseason numbers, I'm not going to label it as such. But I love this game. It's on the card. Dodgers run line, $1.20 is what you'll lay to do it, minus a run and a half. Go get it. I love you guys. We've got 2 plays in tonight's Thursday night football game. We have 3 Major League Baseball plays. One's already going right now because it's already the afternoon, but we do have a play involving the Cardinals and the Padres. It's a totals play, and then we also have a play in another Major League Baseball game, and 2 in the NFL. So jump on at chasewins.com. Do not miss out. NFL, we are 16-3-1 on the season. Jump on the season pass for $4.99 while you still have a chance, and I'll see you guys back for Friday.